Welcome everybody. Look, I already know why you're here. You are wondering how exactly do I play Valkyrie and why is she one of the best legends in the entire game? Well, have no fear because Uncle Eli is here to show you exactly why. Valkyrie has 3 different passives, each being very essential to her kit and helping out your team. The first one being is that she is a recon legend, and pretty much what that means is that she is able to scan survey beacons around the map that allow you to see the next ring's location. Now this is great for a couple of different reasons. One, you will have valuable information over enemies that do not have a recon legend on their team, as well as you're going to be able to set up around important choke points. That way you can potentially catch people who are rotating late, and as well you can also use this information during the late game so that you can establish a different power position. That way it makes it easier for you and your team so that you have the positional advantage going into the late game and you can just pick people off. Her next passive is when you first launch from a drop ship, a jump tower, or while using your ultimate, your UI changes so that within 200 meters, you're going to be able to see enemy squads. It's important for you to pay attention during your first drop. That way you can communicate to your team the landing spots of other teams, how many teams are dropping in a particular area, and most importantly, how many teams are dropping with you. So plan ahead just in case you need to change your landing spot at the last second. That way you have a safe land. Now if you're rotating from a jump tower or as you're using your ult and you hear the audio cue that an enemy is near but you did not get the green indicator, that means an enemy is at least 200 meters away, and before you could get the green indicator you moved outside of that range. Keep that in mind because that means as you're landing, that team could follow either just to track where you're going or to third party you if you take a fight when you're landing. Now Valkyrie's final passive is why I consider her to be an S tier legend. Now while you are airborne, you can jump and then press jump again to activate her jetpack. Now this is going to allow Valkyrie to have a lot of crazy movement options that no other legend has available to you. Now before you get to practicing Valkyrie's jetpack movement, you're going to want to go to your settings, scroll down to jetpack control, and change your setting from toggle to hold. This is going to give you the capability of using Valkyrie's burst option movements in her jetpack. Keeping it in just toggle, you will not get access to these movement options. Now the best way to use Valkyrie's jetpack is in burst, right? So while you are in air and your jetpacks are activated, just keep hitting your jump button. It's going to continue to give you a really good speed boost while in the air. The downside to this is that her fuel depletes fast. Now, when your jetpacks are activated, you can also hold it so that you ascend to higher positions that you normally wouldn't be able to get to just by jumping on them or climbing up the wall. The downside to this though is that you are slower and easier to hit. I would recommend using this only when you're not under fire and you're looking to just get a better position in a fight. I personally really like to do this when I am transitioning from balconies in the same building. It gives me a really good opportunity to get behind the enemy team if a fight is happening on a staircase. I just find it very hilarious to catch them off guard. Now be mindful of how much fuel you have left in your tank. Using your burst movement options, one, depletes your fuel very quickly. Now once you are completely out of fuel, it takes 7 to 8 seconds for your fuel tank to start charging, and then another 10 seconds for it to fill all the way back up to 100% from empty. You don't ever want to be caught lacking in front of an enemy team with no fuel to escape. That is probably one of the worst things that can happen as a Valkyrie player. Now the biggest downside to using her jetpack is that when you land after using your jetpack for about a second, you can make no actions, right? So if I go into my jetpack it takes me about a second before I can shoot, right? Now, you can offset this kind of by hitting a zip line while you're in your jetpack, and then you can immediately shoot. Hitting it the right way, you will get some kind of hover, which is super cool. 9 times out of 10, though, you are not going to be next to a zip line. So please plan ahead. That way you have some kind of cover that you can slide behind and get out of enemy fire. Now, if you haven't caught on already, your movement is really, really good. So what we're going to do is get into the fun stuff when it comes to using her passive. So first up is air strafing and sliding. So when you are in the air, you can sharply just turn your camera and continue to get height while using your burst movements. The best use of this is to use your burst movement and then immediately go into a slide. Alright, so just like such, when you go into your jets and you land, you can immediately go into a slide, right? So if you're burst moving around and you go into a slide, it makes it really hard for the enemy to hit you. The amount of options that you can take advantage of when going in and out of sliding is limitless. It's really up to your creativity and how you use it. All right, so next what we're going to incorporate is wall bouncing, combining that with our air strafe. So all you want to do is hit the wall, bounce off of it, and then immediately start your air strafes. Now, the benefit to that is if you are being pursued and you don't want to have that initial slow takeoff, you want a wall bounce to already give you that initial height that you'd be needing and then go into your air strafes. Now, if they decide to follow you, when you land, you're going to be able to turn around quickly before they get over the ledge and they're stuck in that animation to just beam them down with the clip. So another thing that you can do when wall bouncing and air strafing is combining that with your rockets. This is really, really solid for when people are pursuing you because they either have the chance to stop pursuing you or they have to commit to going forward and potentially get hit with your rocket, which gives you a greater chance to escape the enemy. The last little bit of her passive I almost didn't include into this guide, but I want to make sure all my bases are covered. When you go into her jets, you will have something called flight mode. You will have direct and leveled. Pretty much, to keep it simple, direct will allow you to control Valkyrie while she is flying in the air, and leveled will keep you at a flat trajectory. 9 times out of 10, you will always be indirect. There may be a couple niche situations where you want to transition between buildings but not ascend. But again, that is going to be very, very rare. Each of Valkyrie's rockets does about 25 damage apiece and causes a distortion effect similar to Arcstar. You do want to keep in mind that you don't want to launch it too close to you because you could potentially hit yourself and your team. The cooldown on her tactical will be 30 seconds without a golden helmet and 22 seconds with a gold helmet. Now the range for the rockets is about 100 meters. The height of the rockets will increase the higher you are. One thing I really like to use this for is when I see a team fighting, I like to shoot it off as high as I can. That way, if I hit them while they're fighting, it may open up opportunities for me and my team to third party from a distance because they'll be caught in that distortion effect. Now, her tactical isn't something you really want to use up close because you could run the risk of hitting yourself and your team, which will put you guys into a really, really bad situation. Now, once those rockets hit the enemy, it is completely up to you and your team whether you choose to push them, because you will have a pretty good amount of time that if they're out in the open, you could quickly empty a clip into them or get a few good sniper shots off. Now, the next thing that I'm about to show you, all credit to JC Boy. When I was asking individuals what are some tips that you could throw out that I may not know of, they showed me how to shoot the rockets behind me. So what you want to do is you want to look down, jump, and then fire your rockets. This will send your rockets right behind you. Now this is very effective if you don't have any fuel, but you still want to fire your rockets off behind you. If they still, again, they want to commit into you and they end up getting hit by it, you can easily turn around and lay a few shots into them. I have found that the best use for Valkyrie's tactical is when you know that you've cracked somebody's shield or someone has recently been revived. Once you fire your rockets off, it could put them into a state of panic that could cause some of the rockets to land, putting them in a down state, which would allow you to follow up for a 3v2 or just secure the kill. Once the ring is closing or you find yourself in an unfavorable situation, as long as you have some kind of cover between you and the enemy, ulting is always going to be a great idea. Because once you ult, you're going to be able to see within 200 meters every enemy around you. Now that is going to help you, especially during the late game circle, where you're going to be able to pick a really good landing spot. And hopefully that landing spot is behind some kind of cover, so you can be prepared to handle any situations that are around. While primarily you're going to be using her ult just for simple rotation purposes or escaping some really nasty situations, you can also use her ult aggressively, where you may see one individual out that is alone, that doesn't have a team with him, and you can drop on them and just 3v1 them, send them back to the lobby, no problem. You want to make sure that, again, you have some kind of cover around, because that definitely wouldn't hurt when you're just jumping on one person, because that one person may be confident enough to turn and fight you, and you want to make sure that you don't land too sloppy or he's going to wipe all three of you. Now, when it comes to Valkyrie's playstyle, it is all about your personal preference. If you feel that you are the fragger, the GOAT, the one that knows how to deal with the most problems on the team, for you, I would recommend a flatline or an R301 and pairing that with a massive or a peacekeeper. If you're like myself, where you don't want to be too involved in the fight, but you don't want to be too far back, I run a flatline for those mid-range, those mid to close range engages, and then I carry a sniper like a longbow, so I can pick people off from afar and make sure my fragger already has some pressure being applied to the enemy team. If you are that one person who's like, I don't really want to get into fights, I just want to play as far back as possible, I recommend a sniper. It doesn't really matter which one, perhaps a longbow and a charge rifle, and then you still want to rock some kind of decent weapon. Since you're playing so far back, you're going to almost be forced to get into the fight, you know, if it really comes down to it. So with that being said, I would run perhaps a peacekeeper or another mid-range gun, similar like the R301 or the flatline again. Now, if you're looking for some professional level play on Valkyrie to understand these concepts that I've been talking about in this video, I would recommend watching Abruleli, Tishan, Volhurst, and Diego Soares. Each of those players have really solid Valkyrie fundamentals, and as well as they have a lot of skill expression on the legend, and they're definitely worth watching. I'm going to be putting all of their Twitch accounts in the comments below. That way you guys can go check each of them out. We actually have a team dropping with us, it seems. However, we are dropping first, so we're gonna use this time to... Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I got that thing that go rumpa-dum. And oh my god, I wish somebody would. Oh no, no, no. Alright, let's see what's going on. What's popping? Right. Where are they at? Oh, yeah, whoa! Oh, just erase them. Easy. Easy. Oh, we got more? Okay, hold on. Woohoo! Alright, can we make this one easy? Can we make this one easy? Hold on. Let's see what we can do. What is he doing? And that's how you use your jets right there, guys. Yeah, look how far away from him I am right now. It's like we're going to do the third party, right? Now, guys, when you're going to make the third party, do not do your jets unless you're far away. Get a little peeky peek, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, now the rockets are very easy to dodge. Alright, we gotta be careful, right? Because like all we heard was there was fighting. We didn't hear. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, are they down there? No way.
Reloading.
Yeah, we're just gonna use our Q to finish her off. Oh no. Okay, I misunderstood the depth on that.
Wings out.
Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. We do not have a pass. Oh no! I was so close! I almost made the great escape, guys. I don't know if my team can even get me. I don't know if they can get me. They might be able to get me.
Wide becomes
They just might be able to. Oh, this is a terrible spot to do this, but I'm for it. I should just res, hit the zip line.
That was the last one. Wings out.
Now my team crushed it. They did a great job holding that down, getting that fight done, popping the Phoenix kit, right? Now guys, that was a really bad misplay on my part, especially in use with my rockets, right? You don't want to necessarily do all that. My movement was bad at everything. I should have stayed with the team, only because the team, like Valkyrie is not a fragger. Valkyrie should never be the first one in a fight, ever. I don't care who tells you that. Valkyrie should never be the first one in the fight, ever.
This is your last call for liftoff. Burn as a go. Replicator incoming.
Alright guys, now remember, your ultimate will let you know within 200 meters of where an enemy is.
This is a blood sport. What's wrong with it?
So, again, just a little bit that's in the guide, right guys? You want to use this to definitely rotate. You can also use this to 8 people, but you want to make sure that if you're using it to ape people, you gotta really make sure there's like one person around. You gotta make sure like there's one person around.
Wings up.
Because if there's not one person around and you just put your whole team, you will put your whole team into a bad spot. Because you guys have delays on what you can do.
We can scan this area.
Coming out of that ult. Okay, I hear people fighting now. Remember guys, sound travels.
Wings out. Let's scope this quadrant out here.
Now look how I'm using the jets to just cover some distance, alright? We don't, remember guys, you don't want to use your passive crazy, or you could be without any fuel when facing someone. You know what I mean? Remember guys, sound travels far in this game. So if you're fighting, are they in here?
Care package dropping from low
Hold on,
orbit.
are they in here? Oh, if they're in here, this is okay. Okay, wait. Is there a Valk? What's up, bro? What's up, bro?
Reload. Band it down.
No, not today, man. Perfect. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you can get it too, Ray. What's up? Anybody else want to take a portal? I don't think so. Remember, guys, sound travels. Eli, right. Oh, whoa, hey, whoa. Oh, God, there's a whole team. Jesus Christ. Hold on. What's up, bro? Oh, easy money. You want to use your fuel to really just get better angles, right? It's all about getting those angles, dude.
Alert 5, Valkyrie actual. Ready for
Are they gonna come? Are they coming? Yeah, they sure are. Let's go.
It's just ahead.
Now, Valkyrie's ultimate can clear mountains. This is why Valkyrie is one of, if not the best legends in the entire game. Oh, no, we're landing on someone.
What a bunch of fancy
What up, bro? What up, bro? Oh. Hold on. Oh. Remember, use it to reposition, right? Get crazy angles on people. Get crazy angles. What's up, Ray? Got it. Oh, what's up, baby?
healing up.
Take me out to dinner. And keep yourself healthy as possible. Be on lookout duty while you're healing, right? Be on lookout duty to keep yourself useful.
Just a second.
Yep, ducking, you know, making sure we're not really hittable. Get into the zone. Remember guys, keep an eye on the zone. Do not get too distracted with all the fights and stuff, right? You want to make sure that you are in a healthy spot. Alright, we can win this. We can win this. This is an easy game to win, and our team, we are popping off right now. We do have our ult. You know what, can I? Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Burn is good.
This will help us get a good idea of where every single team is. Okay, so we got a team there, we got a team there. Perfect. Alright, we can swing right here.
Tearing it up.
What's up, homie?
Recharging my shield, Guzzy. I've got enemy here. Make them up.
Don't take it, don't take it. They took it. They're ballsy. Okay, hold on, hold on. Oof.
Recharging shields.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Using that passive, right? Getting out of the way. Boom!
Those numpties are down for the count. I claim this banner in the name of science.
Alright, hold on.
And honesty. Recharging my shields. I'm using
Good. Tough. Oh, this is tough. Like, in a great way. Okay, so we got 2 more teams. We got people over there. You know what? Okay. That way we have a shield drop, right? Hold on. Hold on. This is intense. Because now the ring's closing, right? Now the ring is closing.
Final ring's closing. Stick to your wingman.
Alright, hold on. Ring is closing. Okay. We're moving and grooving. Hold on. Hold this phone. Can we move up?
Fox 3,
Can we
firing
move up?
missiles.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. We got him dead, Okay. Hold on.
Wings up.
Hold on. Someone's coming right. Okay.
Wings out.
Woo!
Hold up. Healing. Charging up my shield.
So it's still 3 teams. It's crazy. So they're gonna be pushed out of the building. They have to be pushed out of the building. Okay, 2 teams. 1 team. Is this it? Oh, we got this. Go. My closing thoughts on Valkyrie is that she's an amazing legend and deserves a spot on every single team regardless of what map you're on. She just offers so much versatility to one team that it's hard not to pick her if you have a player that can really play her. She has the capability to take your team over mountains on any single map. Like, who wouldn't want that, especially with the changes they did to the rank system where it's more about placements now. What better way to play the edge of the zone than having a legend that can keep taking you from edge to edge of each zone. And quite frankly, it's bonkers how good she is. Lastly, I do want to give a shout out to the ValkyrieMains subreddit. A lot of people over there, as you guys have probably seen throughout the video, left a lot of great comments, a lot of great tips on how to play Valkyrie. I would definitely suggest going to the subreddit itself, joining it, and just reading through there and what people have to say about Valkyrie in some of the comments and the tips and tricks that also will help you understand, just in case you felt like you missed something from this video. But until next time, guys, you have a wonderful rest of your day.